Hey everybody, Rorree here. Welcome to my channel, Totally Rorree International. To those of you who are new, I am Rorree. All right, so we have been doing where's the box? Here it is. We have been doing the Four Agreements series, and it was suggested to a group of us that we read the book. So I was like, okay, I read that a long time ago. And when I was looking in my library for the book, and I think I couldn't find it or something. And so when I went online, I saw the cards at Amazon. So I was like, ooh, I'm going to order these. And so I ordered them, and I thought it would be nice to go through these with you guys. All right. So the first couple of times I did it, we just did one card and I gave my 2 cents on whatever the card said. And now I'm doing it also with an oracle card that I'm pulling for the collective, or that I'm allowing to pop out for the collective for each day. All right, so let's get started. All right, so, oh, and today, to raise my frequency, to keep me in a high vibration, I have another Ankh on. And honestly, I cannot remember what this is. It's not selenite. I can't remember which stone this is, but it's clear. When I do get the name of the stone, I'm definitely going to put it in the description box since I don't remember right now. But I got this one wrapped in brass because I love wearing gold. But it's really pretty and it's a nice clear stone. I don't think it's quartz though. But honestly, I can't remember what it is. So when I get the name, I will let you guys know. And I got this as well as all the other stones that I've been talking about and the other ankhs. I got this piece from Prosperous Network on Instagram. Prosperous Network or Total U, the letter U. So either one, Prosperous Network on IG. His stuff is amazing. His collection is amazing. And he even has some rare pieces. I think, do I have one of the rare ones, or I'm gonna get one of them? I can't recall. But he gets stones that, they may not have many more of them out there, So I'm like, ooh, I want to get that. So definitely check his Instagram page out. His store is amazing. So anyway, and if you're in the DMV, he will be in the DMV on the during that July 4th holiday. So if you're in the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia, that's what they call this now, DMV. Definitely check his page out because he'll be here during that time, and he travels, so check his page out to see where he is. He'll be somewhere. Just about every week he is in different places. Okay, so the card for today is be impeccable with your word. And why do I say that? Because your word is your what? I want y'all to put it in the in the comment section. What is your word? Your word is your blank, something that I always say. Okay, so be impeccable with your word. All right, cultivate faith. So the agreement is be impeccable with your word, and the card says cultivate faith. And the card looks like a mixture between a lotus flower and I don't know, and it looks kind of like an upside down face or ground that, like, it looks like it could be like eyes and you can't see the nose, and then maybe like this could be like the ajna, the third eye, or the you could see this in different ways. The lotus flower, I know, as I have been a practitioner of Buddhism, we use the lotus flower, we discuss the Lotus Sutra. So it's, anyway, So that to me, when I see a lotus flower, I think of a spiritual connection. And then if you look at where this is kind of like in the center of head, the pineal gland, the blue pearl, the ajna, whatever. We call it sometimes the third eye. So I don't know. Let's see what this is talking about. To have great faith is to have great power because because your intent, your will is undivided. Okay, so I'm gonna read it again. To have, it's very difficult to read all caps, and then the punctuation is so tiny that I can't tell what it is. That's the only thing about these cards. So, and this is my first time reading them, so whatever. So I'm gonna read it again. To have great faith is to have great power because your intent, your will is undivided. When your word isn't dissipated by doubt, the power of your word becomes even stronger. Wow, I get it. Okay. So to have great faith is to have great power. Your intent, your will is undivided. Okay, so that is really powerful when your word isn't dissipated by doubt, because everything that we have been talking about is to help you. And even if you go back and look through some of my other videos, or if you're in our community, Roses, Lavender, and Sage, we work on releasing outside stuff, releasing societal junk, releasing what your mama said, what your daddy said, releasing all of the extra so that you can come to who you really are. So it's kind of like a peeling off of the layers. Those of you who've gone through the course that I have called Recipe for Prosperity, that's what it was all about. It was about peeling off the layers. So for 5 weeks, we worked together every day to peel off the layers to come to the core of who you really are, like peeling an onion to get to the core. And the core is who you really are. And who you really are is, your higher self, tapping into your higher self, which taps into, the creator, the grand creator, God. There are many different gods. That's why, you got to be kind of specific, and your beloved, your collective group, your collective consciousness, your collective group that works with you. And the more you release other people's stuff and get closer to who you really are, the more you're able to know without having doubt, without having a shadow of a doubt. That's why sometimes I when I talk to people and I coach one-on-one, and people say, well, I hope this, and we're so used to saying, I hope, keep hope alive. We're so used to being programmed with feeling like hope is like the greatest thing. But when you have hope, you also are having a shadow of a doubt, right? Because if you're hoping, it's like, well, I hope this will work. Well, I hope, that means you really don't know. You're just like hoping, and that means that there's some doubt there. So this is saying that you're more powerful when you don't have that doubt, when you don't have the shadow of a doubt. So when I'm coaching people one-on-one, I usually help them to steer away from those words, because with words you are spelling. And if you're talking about yourself, you're casting a spell on yourself. And if you're saying hope, then you're adding doubt to whatever it is that you're saying out of your mouth. Okay. So if you work with me one-on-one, you have heard me say that before. Even if I accidentally say the word hope, I will I will kind of correct myself to cancel out whatever I just spelled upon myself, so that, we know that that is not what I was desiring. And I would say more things like, let's have absolute certainty. I'm sorry, my phone isn't on silent. I would say things like, let's have absolute certainty versus hoping. And so this is really key. When your word isn't dissipated, you are dissipating the spells, the positive things that you're saying. You're dissipating the positive prayers, the positive words that you're putting out there for yourself. You're dissipating it when you're having some of that doubt, or when you're having some of that fear. All of the fears and the doubts, those are lower vibrational things that affect your ability to manifest what it is that you're thinking about or speaking about, you know? So anyway, I like this card. I'll read it one more time. To to have great faith is to have great power because your intent, your will is undivided. Okay? So having great faith, I call it having absolute certainty, connecting with your higher self and know. And your knowing might just be for yourself. Sometimes we think we know something for somebody else. And some of us, you might actually know something for someone else, but you really are going to know for yourselves. That's why it's best not to put your stuff on somebody else or try to over psychoanalyze somebody else. Spend that time psycho analyzing yourself and then correcting what needs to be corrected, or getting more in alignment with really who you want to be and who you want to show up as in this lifetime. All right. So when your word isn't dissipated by doubt, the power of your word becomes even stronger, even stronger. And, sometimes if something that I have to say is not so positive, I might just say, I really don't have anything to say. I did that the other day. I really don't have anything else to say about that. Because there's nothing that I could say that is positive. There's nothing I can do about that situation because that's that over there. I'm over here, and all I can do is do this. All right. So I might say, I don't really have anything else to say about that. Let's agree to disagree. Because for real, who has time for drama? I'm telling you. All right. So I like this one. Cultivate faith. Okay. So now let's see which oracle card. We'll pick this one. All right. So this is number 26. All right. I'm not into numerology, but if I was, that's like an 8 or 26, whatever. So I wonder what that's all about. I got to look that up. All right, so this card says deep freeze, and it is a lion. Looks like the lion is out on a piece of ice and he's frozen. A frozen lion, like really? All right, okay, so that's deep freeze. Now let's see what it means because I have no idea. All right, deep freeze. Okay. Everything has its season. Now it's time to put activity on hold while you rest. So rest. Okay, so deep freeze means take a break, take a time out, I guess. Okay, so let's read what it means. The cold winter beckons you to slow down and put a freeze on things that are not yet ready to bloom. It's time it's time for regeneration and hibernation. Forgo ambitious activity. A pregnant pause allows ideas to to gestate, projects to shift and change, and relationships to go through a dreamy state of being, not going anywhere, not needing to. I like that. Okay. This is also a time to put all of your arguments on ice. Nothing beneficial will come from any of them. Self-care is the most important activity now. So reflect, read a good book, or get a massage, rest and dream. All right. So I guess for the collective, it's time to take a moment. I feel like I was talking about this yesterday, that it may be time to just take a breather instead of plunging ahead. We just got out of Mercury in retrograde. Sometimes when we're in Mercury in retrograde, if you've already started a project, you can continue that project. And that's a good time to continue with projects. But sometimes when Mercury is going into retrograde, you don't want to start a project at that time. So for those of you who have been waiting to start a project because you wanted to wait until retrograde retrograde was over, you may want to wait a little bit longer, especially if you want to start something, because there is a shadow like 2 weeks before and 2 weeks after retrograde. So we would still be in the shadow of retrograde, although retrograde, I think, just ended. I don't remember the exact dates of this retrograde because I've been doing my retrogrades in such a fabulous way that they don't affect me adversely, which is a wonderful thing, right? So, anyway, and I will give y'all some tips and pointers as well on how to get through your retrogrades in a fabulous way. Okay. All right. So anyway, but we're not going to do that today. We will do that though. And if you're in Roses, Lavender, and Sage, if you're in the community, then just say, hey, Roy, let's do that for one of our live sessions. And we can, and we'll just go through different ways to get through retrograde in a grand way, and to avoid the hiccups with the electronics and with this, that. Oh my gosh. But anyway, I probably posted something earlier at the beginning of retrograde as well, as to some of the things that I do. So you can kind of go back to when retrograde first started and see what I might have put out there. But anyway, deep freeze, I like that. I like deep freeze, and I like cultivate faith. And this to me goes along with what we have been talking about. It's like keeping us in sync with where we're going. So for those of you who are in the middle of something, I just messed my head. Those of you who are in the middle or waiting to start, again, just give it a little bit more of a pause. Some of you might be doing plan, do, review, or maybe you're about to go into something or about to launch something or what have you. You may want to just take some time and be still. There may be a lot required of you coming up in the near future, and this might be a time for you to regroup and just connect with spirit, to connect with self, connect with your higher self, your just connect, get tapped in, so that as you move forward, you're moving forward on purpose and with purpose. So I like this for today, and I hope you guys did too. Definitely join us in Roses, Lavender, and Sage. It's a community for women, and women who are looking to, number one, a lot of people that come to our community have some intuitive abilities that they are aware of, and they want to learn how to hone them, how to develop them, learn how to use them, and things of that nature. So some people that come into the community are there for that. Some women that come to the community are there to learn more about themselves, learn more about spirituality, learn more about how to tap into their higher selves. And it's basically a community where we support each other and we lift each other up. And it's a nice community. We have live events. We do healing work because I'm a healing practitioner. So you definitely get some of that. We do meditations. I teach meditation. So it's a lot in the community, but it's very specific to, the type of person that comes is usually a specific type of person. So anyway, if you feel like you want to come check us out, definitely go to roseslavenderandsage.com and join us. All right. All right. I'll see y'all in the next one. Don't forget about Prosperous Network. All right. Over there on Instagram. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Ashe.